Notion Masterclass, build a second brain from scratch. In this video, we're going to be talking about Notion and how you can use this incredible project management platform to help you create a second brain. And using that second brain, you can easily maintain a seamless and fast workflow with your team members, and you can work easily and amazingly using Notion. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you about the second brain regimen that we're going to be following and what type of look we're going to go with our Notion. Okay, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, to start things off, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to notion.so where it says write, plan, organize, play, etc. Like every general platform app. And over here, we're going to click on Get Notion for free. Now, once you click on Get Notion for free, it's going to take you to the sign up section where it says think it, make it, and create your Notion account. Now, first of all, you're going to come here and you're going to enter your work email address. So I'm going to set up my email address over here. Okay, once we add that, we're going to click on continue. And once you click on continue, it's going to take you to the basic onboarding where it's going to ask you, the general password and whatnot. Okay, so once you're done with all of that, you're going to sign in with your account. Okay, just like that, you're going to add your email, etc. Now, I'm going to go ahead and sign in with a Gmail account of mine, but you can go ahead and use anything that you have. I generally just like using my Gmail, so I'm going to go ahead and sign up with that. Okay, so here's my Gmail. I'm going to go ahead and click on continue. Now, once you click on continue, it takes you to the actual callback section where it says creating Notion account. And now it's going to take you to the onboarding. Now it says, how do you want to use Notion? So it could be for your team, it could be for personal use or for school. So I'm going to go with for personal use for now because you can switch to teams later on. Then it says, what's on your mind? Select as many as you want. So you have career building, food and nutrition, cider, blog, books and media, habit tracking, project tracking, etc. So I'm going to go with project tracking, career building, to-do list. And yeah, I think that should be good enough. So I'm going to click on continue. Now, once you click on continue, it tells you to get ready. Okay. So now it's going to take us to the workspace. And here we are. Now, here's our workspace where we can get started straight away. Now, to get into more detail, just to explain to you what we're going to be doing in Notion is, going to take a little time because you're going to want to listen to what I have. So we're going to be following a regimen called the para scheme. So even if you come over here, you can search up Notion para template. Okay, para is an actual method. It's an actual template that you can use on Notion, which is basically a mixture of different, you could say, regimens. So basically it's, projects, archives, it's your residents and agent tasks. Okay, so you can use these para dashboards for yourself in the easiest way. So you can either download a free template. So all these templates that you can see in front of you are free, so you can get these through the Notion app market. Okay, or you can create it from scratch by yourself. Okay, and we're going to be doing both of this. We're going to create one totally from a template, or we're going to add one to our regimen through our own creation. So as you can see, it takes us into the duplication method, and now we have para method onto us. So now it says, what is para? So to get an idea of para, what you're going to do is you're going to click on start here, and it's going to bring you here. So a para method is where you have project, areas, resources, and archives. Okay, and in that you also have tasks and main dashboard. So in your main dashboard, what you're going to do is you're going to distribute things in different panels. So you have tasks. Okay, then moving on, you have the projects that you're working on, areas with active projects and tasks, and then resources with active projects and task areas. Okay, so these are different parts of the para movement. Then what you can do is you can go over to the project section. Now in the project section, you have all your projects stuck in one place. So, different projects that you can work with project info, project resources, and tasks. Then we have the areas where the projects and tasks are occupied in, like business, career, learning, finances, recreation, spiritual, family, etc. So you can add project tasks and resources in those sections. Then we have resources. Now, resources are, the main resources that are active in the different tasks. So let's say in this resource, you could have stuff like icons, you could have stuff like articles, blogs, or any files you're using. Then we have archives finally. Now, the archive section is where you have the actual archived data and tasks. Okay, so these are different things that you're going to want to correspond with each other and use with each other. Okay, and that is what we're going to get a main idea of, basically. All right, now moving on. This is how you are going to, get into the para system directly. Pretty straightforward, and you can just get into it straight away. And you can find this at the template section. And this isn't just one template. You have tons and tons of other para dashboard templates. So if you don't understand one template, you can switch to another template if you want to. And this is basically how you're going to get the second brain for yourself. But let's say you're more of a person who wants to create it for themselves. So that is what we're going to do over here. So first of all, we have our page. I'm going to call it the para. Okay. We're going to call it the para method. Okay. And then we're going to go to method. All right. Now, once you do this, you're going to come down here. Now, down here, what you're going to do is you're going to create a page. Okay. So to create a page, you're going to come here and you're going to click on page. That brings you here. Here, what you're going to do is you're going to open up a database. Okay. You're going to make databases over here. Now, in the database section, you're going to create different lists. Okay. You're going to create different projects. So first of all, I'm going to come over here. And we're going to create, a whole table over here for projects. So it could be a link to page, or it could be, different types of media. But we're going to go into the database where we can go with a basic table view or a board view, whatever works with you. So I'm going to go with a table view. Okay. So we have one table. I'm going to call this table, let's say, tasks. Okay. We're going to call this one tasks. Now, once we call this one tasks for ourselves, we can also go ahead and rename different things for different layouts for ourselves as well. So I'm going to rename this as tasks, as I told you. And once we have renamed this as tasks, you can also change the different names it has for it. Now, moving on, we're going to create another table. Okay. And again, I'm going to go with the table view. In the table view, let's go ahead and name this to projects. So once you call it projects, we're going to come down here, and again, we're going to go to the table view. This you can go ahead and call something like let's go ahead and call this resource. Okay, so you can add things like these, and as you can see, it automatically adds details into it. Now, once you've created these tables, what you can do from there is you can add different variables in it. So in tasks, you can add, let's say, task 1, and I'm going to come over to task 2, and we're going to come over to task 3. All right. Once you go with that, you can add tags over it. So whatever type of tag you want to add. So let's say I'm going to call this one urgent. Okay. So we're going to add urgent there. I'm going to call this one mid, and then we're going to call this one, let's say, completed. Okay. So we're going to add tags like these. And then you can obviously distribute these tags differently for yourself as well. You can add different fields over here. So let's say I'm going to click on plus, and I'm going to add a field for myself. So let's say I want to go ahead and give this the field date. Okay, so I can know the due date for different things on this case. So let's say 26th, the due date for this, 22nd, the due date for this, and 5th of July is the due date for this. So just like this, you can set a whole regimen table over here. So this is for your databases, basically. Okay, this is mainly your database table. Now, once you've created your database table, what you're going to want to do over here is you're going to create new pages for different types of regimens. So let's say I'm going to go back to the para method. Here we have the database. Now over here, we're going to create a new page, and we're going to call this page resource. Okay. So now we're going to add in resource over here, and here we're going to go to views. Okay. And you can go ahead and add any type of view that you want. So in the resource case, I would say list view is a good general thing to add. So again, in this list view, I'm going to call this my resources. And in the resource, you can use the pages to correspond. So here's the first page. In the first page, I'm going to call this tasks. All right. Once you call these tasks, you can correspond any task that you want with this. So you can link this to the actual pages you have. You can add a page inside a subpage, basically. And, subbing your pages like this is a pretty good and fun thing to have for yourself. Or you can even ask AI to brainstorm ideas on the daily tasks of an average mail. Okay, so you're gonna write that in. Now over here, as you can see, it fills our basic page or description with the actual details that you need. So you can, close this down. Then we can come over here to resource, and you could link this up with the actual resource page that you use with other templates. So I'm gonna end this out. And now what you can do is you're going to go over to commands. And once you go over to commands, what you're going to basically do is you're going to link this to an existing page. So you can link this to the actual paramethod page that we have over here. And once that is linked, you're pretty much good to go. And, as many pages as you make, it helps you out a lot with the different resources you alternate it with. And now over here, we're simply going to go ahead and write projects. And once we write project, you're going to come to enter. Again, go into command, link to page, and you could either do that or you can call out. Okay, doing a call out is basically also a good way to make things stand out for yourself. But in this case, I'm simply going to go ahead and do that. And now we have this stat. So if someone clicks on task, that opens up. If someone clicks on resource, they're going to be taken to the paramethod database and resource. If someone clicks on projects, they're going to be taken to the project planner, basically. So just like this, you're going to make more pages in this. And again, you could take reference from this section. So you have menus like main dashboard, first of all. And the main dashboard basically, sums everything up that is going on around with your page. So, again, what we're going to do is we're going to make a dashboard where we're going to talk about the projects that you're working on. So you have working projects and you have on hold projects. And here we've created this section that you can also copy a link of, by the way, where you can duplicate this, bring it here, and let's say I want to paste this over here. So it gets pasted into this section, and you can move it pretty easily across fields as well. So if I were to come here, you're going to click on move to, and from move to, you can take it to the paramethod section. And once you go to paramethod, you're going to see, there we go. Now we have learned about paramethod here as well. So people can open up the project info and resources with the tasks that actually correspond with the paramethods. Okay. Now moving on, what you can also do with the second brain regimen is that you can go ahead and make sure that the pages you create are of good templates. Okay. So let's say I'm going to come over to templates over here, right? And the templates, what I'm going to do is, let's say I wanted to make me more para templates. Okay. So I want to make a proper product launch tracker. I'm going to get that. I'm going to click on get template, and that will basically add this template in this section of private. And what you can do is you can basically transfer it in the para method. And here we have product launch tracker. And what you can do is you can lock this database and turn it into inline if you want to. But simply if you click on it, the product launch tracker opens up. And here is where you can link different things into your design. So let's say you have different Figma files over here, Google Drive files, which is pretty incredible. So if you want to go ahead and link your corresponding databases into this, you could do that as well. So let's say I have database and resource over here, right? Let's go ahead and create a page for projects. Okay. I'm going to call it my project page. And once we do that, you're going to go to the actual linking. And once you go to link to page, you can go with any page that you have added. Okay. And any page that you can add to is also a pretty fun thing to have, because when we go in templates over here, we have projects and tasks. Okay. We have this whole template over here for projects and tasks. I'm going to go to get template. And once this template opens up over here, what you can do is we're going to go into parent method, go to project, I'm going to come here. Once you come here, we're going to click on link to page. And once we come to link to page, we're going to go to projects and tasks, and that links things up. So if you click on it, you're going to come here. Look at that. Everything is linked up and you're pretty much set to go from here. So just like this, you can connect alternative things to each other when it comes to the para method. And, this basically operates as a second brain, because you can add all of your things in one space. Obviously, you're going to have to set that space by, carefully going ahead and adding designs to it and, making it look much better. So what you can do is you can choose the texts and fonts you want to. So I'm going to, set it to mono. You can go with full width, and you can also lock your page so it doesn't move around or anything. Then moving on from there, what you can do is you can also go ahead and edit the different designs in it. So let's say I'm going to go over to para method, and in para method, what you can do is you can add different things like images. And let's say we have this image right here, right? So I want to add my very own image. I'm going to click on upload file. And once we click on upload file, I'm going to go with an aesthetically pleasing image that I think will work well. So you can add it just like this right under your section. And once it's fully uploaded, you also have the capabilities to go ahead and edit it around with different details that you can get for yourself. Okay. So these are also things that you're going to want to keep in mind when you're working with, different processes and different products like these. Okay. So yeah, generally that's the idea of Notion and how you are going to be using the software. And as you saw throughout, most of the video, it's not a software that takes a lot of time. It's generally pretty easy to get your head around it. And all you need to do is just have a basic work regimen with, pretty stock and basic design ideas, and that should set you up with Notion. Now, moving on, once we have gone through all those things in Notion, what you can do from there is what you're going to do. You're going to go over to the template section again over here. So let's say I'm going to pick off another template like this one. The rating for this is pretty incredible as well. So what you can do is you're going to click on get template. And obviously before you're getting a template, you can view an actual template. If, that template actually works for you, you can go ahead with it, or you can choose to ignore it if you don't like it, obviously, because that is how, a normal transaction works. So I'm simply going to wait for this to load up. And here, as it loads up, you can see that it's going to open up a basic para method to you. So I'm going to add it to my private board. And once we add it to our private board, as you can see, it starts duplicating the para dashboard to my proper, look. So I'm going to wait for it to get uploaded, and then we're going to get straight into it. Now, once all of this is done, as you can see, the para dashboard is added, and you can use all these template designs for yourself, and you can get inspirations from these by setting these things out. So as you can see, you have task, project, areas, resource, and archive with the different tasks overview, the projects overview, the areas overview, the resource overview, and the archive overview. So, you have quick actions made over here. So let's say if we want to add a new task, you can do that as well from this section. You can go to a next action that you can add as well. You can add new projects into your project section. Okay, and then you can add new resources into your resource section. So these are different things that you can correspond with for yourself. Then moving on, you can also go into detailed pages for tasks. You can go into detailed pages for archives. You can go into detailed pages for areas and projects included. Okay, so just use a template like this for yourself, just for future reference, so you can get a relatively decent idea on how you're going to want to work with this. And generally, this will help you out a lot when you're using, softwares like these or platforms like these for proper project tracking. And, it depends if you're working with team members on this, because if you're working with team members as well, this is a really good, piece of template to actually start working on, because, it gives you a pretty good general idea of all the things that go around in your page, and, pretty good general idea of how things are supposed to work when you are, generally having a whole work ethic with all of this. Okay. So yeah, these are mainly, most of the things you're going to want to keep an idea of when you're using a software like Notion, and when you are going ahead with the whole second brain regimen and creating the para method. Okay. Now moving on more, what you can do is, first of all, we're going to go over to Notion's pricings. Okay, I'm going to discuss Notion's pricings with you, because if you're using Notion on the free plan, there's only a few boards or few pages or projects that you can add to your Notion board. But obviously, if you have the upper plans, you can go up to as many as you want. So as you can see, one tool for your whole company, free for teams to try. Now, Notion is used by many softwares like Nike, Pixar, Uber, Figma, Amazon, Toyota, and Snowflake. Now, the 4 basic plans your Notion has is free. Okay, we have Plus, that's $8, Business, which is $15, and then Enterprise, where you have to contact sales. Now, the best part about free is that it gives you 7-day page history. You can invite 10 guests, integrate with your Slack, GitHub, and more. And it's a collaborative workspace, which basically means that you can invite all the people you want. Then we have Plus, which is $8 per seat per month, everything in free included, plus unlimited blocks for teams and unlimited file uploads with 30-day page history, and you can invite 100 guests. Basically, page history is when you can view and restore past versions of any Notion page from the past 30 days. Then we have business, where you get, employee management at proper scale with sign in on process, private team spaces, bulk PDF export, advanced page analytics. You can invite up to 250 guests, and then you have basic enterprises as well. Now, you also have Notion AI. Okay, Notion AI is also a pretty fun thing, and you can use it in the free platform as well, by the way. The way to use it is just come to your Notion, and if you want to use AI, just click on space, and as you can see, AI will do anything for you. So just like that, you can use Notion's AI capabilities as well. You can also go ahead and compare the plans and features with each other if you want to. So that depends on you as well. So just go ahead and compare things as much as you want. And yeah, it should generally help you out a lot. So yeah, these are Notion's pricings, and definitely I'd suggest you to check these out for yourself. You can also see different products like AI, docs, wikis, projects, and calendars. Moving on, you have solutions like enterprises, small businesses, personal, design, engineering, product managers, and a whole lot more things to check out for yourself. Okay. But yeah, generally, this is the main lookout for Para method and how you can use Notion as a second brain. Now, more things that you can do in your basic Notion section is, let's say we come on home over here. Now, in our home section, you can see we have this whole set out where you can see the recently visited blocks you have. You can also get the starter tasks. You can see the learner section as well with feature templates, where you can learn a thing or two using Notion's very own courses and blogs. And you can also get feature templates for yourself, which are totally featured out of the blue when it comes to using your Notion section. Okay. So again, you can correspond these things with the differentiality when you're working with, different features of Notion. And obviously you're going to want to make sure that these things work according to your pricing as well. So once you have seen the main analytical view, what you can do is you can make your private pages go public, and you can actually explore different things with that public space by creating a team space. Okay, because creating a team space will allow you to add as many amount of people as you want into your workspace. Okay, so let's say we have this icon and name over here called let's go with something like John's store. Okay, I'm gonna call it that. You can give it a description, but I'm gonna skip that and click on create a team space. Now, after you've done creating a team space, you can invite as many people as you want. And in this team space home, what you can easily do is you can shift your Para dashboard. And once people open up your Para dashboard, they're going to start working with this in the most, ease, basically. And you don't necessarily have to bring in your Para dashboard over there. You can, add it to your workspace as well. And you can use all the projects and task methods right here. And as many team spaces as you make, it will be better for you. But just do know this, that you can only create up to a few team spaces. You don't have the privilege to create a lot of them on the plan you are currently on. Okay, so you're going to want to keep a lookout and an eye for this. But yeah, generally, once you are done with the creation of all the main home spaces and team spaces, this is what you're going to be left with. And you can edit your team spaces settings as well. So you can set the number of members. You can go to general, and you can edit different, different parts about it. You can also go ahead and add covers into your team space. Okay. So let's say we're in our team space over here, right? Now in our team space, you can see I can add a cover. You can also reposition these covers. Now after that, you can add icons for your team space. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and add this one over here. So once you've added icons, you can just make your workspace look much more designed, and you can make it look much more cooler depending on how you want to approach it and how you want your, team space to actually give a vibe off of. So whatever vibe your team space gives, that's generally how you're going to work with it or work along it. So yeah, this is basically the whole second brain operation and the whole Para method. And if you still haven't understood Para method, what you can do is you can just come over to the Para method section. And the Para method is a whole book. Okay, it's a simple system for organization, and you can simply check it out. It's a methodology for organizing digital information, in the form of project areas, resources, and archives. And as you can see over here, projects are for tasks connected to a goal and having a deadline. Areas are ongoing activities, which is basically ongoing tasks which don't have deadlines. Resources are topics or interests with useful documents, and archives are inactive or incomplete items. Okay, so pretty basic and pretty straightforward stuff to get into your head. And it's generally really good for you if you learn it, because it doesn't only help you with Notion, but Paramethod helps you with all your other task managements as well. May it be on ClickUp, Monday.com, any project management software you have, you can simply use the para method and help yourself out with the differentialities of your agreements with other people. Okay, so yeah, these are generally different things to keep in mind when you're working with a project management platform. And para method is something that you're always going to want to have in your repertoire when you are using it. Okay, then one last time, I'm going to take you to the templates section, and in the template section, we have different fields. So you have AI, you have product, you have marketing, engineering, design, startup, operations, sales, recruiting, HR, IT, individuals. Okay, so in our case, obviously, I'm going to go with something like product. Okay, or you can even go with marketing if you want to, and you can create different briefs of campaigns, and you can create different briefs of projects, according to whatever you want. And you can search templates up as well. So let's say I'm going to keep it on the project template, and you can create different project templates using different looks. Like, let's say I want a template to be created out of a Kanban board, and in that template, I'm going to go ahead and add my own private. So let's say I'm going to put it in my team space, simply wait for it to load up, and here we have our very own Kanban board. And the best part about Kanban board is that you can set things out like this. You can, move things left to right, right to left, however you want them to be. And this basically helps us out a lot when we're working with, basic formalities like these for ourselves. So yeah, that is basically the idea of Notion, how you're going to use this incredible project management platform and how you're going to use it as a second brain for yourself. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, do let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be making a whole lot more for you. Till then, that is all from me, and I'll be seeing all of you wonderful people in the very next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.